Give me a second here. Just a second. It is on Thursday, and it is also 1 o'clock. July, man, I almost said March. July 18th, 2024. I'll get there. I'm going to bring out my desktop so that I can better see without having to squint at the phone. Our friend William's here. William says he's here, just driving to buy some nuts. What kind of nuts are you going to buy today? I have one Brazil nut a day, along with almonds, along with walnuts. Walnuts in my oatmeal, almonds in my main dish of, it's usually greens, so kale, broccoli, and then lentils and brown rice. Sometimes I substitute the brown rice for barley or quinoa. It's been a while since we had quinoa though. Wolf is here. Wolf says, hi Yogi and William. Barb is here. Barb, my friend, how are you? Sending you lots of love and lots of prayers. You as well, Wolf. I know very often it is just as difficult on the loved one who is so worried, about the health and well-being. William says a single Brazil nut. Nice. Do you have to buy raw and roast or eat raw? I eat them raw. Brazil nuts are very potent. Let's look up real quick. Like for selenium, man, you get a week's worth of selenium in one Brazil nut. So you don't need a whole lot. Some say you could go every couple of days with just eating one Brazil nut. They're also very good for boosting testosterone. So here's a AI overview of Brazil nuts. Thyroid health. Brazil nuts, which is both my parents at one time had thyroid cancer. My mom had her thyroid removed. I don't remember. I know my dad had to take thyroid medicine because I had to give it to him every day his last year. I don't remember if he had his thyroid removed or if it was just damaged. Brazil nuts contain an enzyme called thyrodoxine, which helps produce the thyroid hormone. They are also, so if you are attempting to lose weight or you have a thyroid issue and you need to boost your thyroid strength, they're also rich in selenium, which is found in higher concentrations in the thyroid gland than in other organs. Heart health, Brazil nuts are high in magnesium, potassium, and calcium, which can help maintain blood pressure. They also contain healthy fats that can lower the risk of cardiovascular disease. The fiber of Brazil nuts can also lower cholesterol, which is linked to heart disease. William says it's 97 out, and from becoming a nuke reactor. May short out soon. I hope not. Barb is asking for an extra pillow from Wolf. Wolf says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. Wolf says that okay, he'll put it in the car. Anti-inflammatory, Brazil nuts contain elegate acid, which has anti-inflammatory properties and can protect the nerves. Antioxidants, Brazil nuts contain antioxidants like vitamin E and phenols, which can help fight free radicals and reduce inflammation. Lower inflammation can reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and some types of cancer. Cognitive support, important for me. Although it seems to run on the female side of the family, you can never be sure. My mom had Alzheimer's. My grandmother had Alzheimer's. My aunt, my mom's sister, had Alzheimer's. So cognitive antioxidants in Brazil nuts can help protect the brain from damage and promote neuron health. Also high in protein, other vitamins and minerals. So it says here, eating too many Brazil nuts can lead to selenium toxicity, which has symptoms like diarrhea, nausea, um, and metallic taste in the mouth. Limiting intake to about 1 to 3 Brazil nuts per day is best. So there you go, guys. There you go, guys. A breakdown of Brazil nuts. Any other foods you want to break down? I love looking up the benefits of certain foods, particularly things that I can add into my diet in any time to really get some positive results. Let food be thy medicine is definitely something that has passed us by. How often do diets recommend, or do doctors recommend, dietary change? They will recommend surgery. They'll recommend medication. They'll prescribe just about anything. When was the last time a doctor prescribed a diet? And it's so easy. If most, I'm going to say Americans, but of course we can include Canadians in this. We can include most Europeans. If most, let's say Western civilization, added half a cup of legumes of their choice into the diet, we would probably largely offset diabetes quite a bit, as well as reduce the amount of cardiovascular events. Just that. Reduce weight, increase the fiber intake, get a servings of, I always tell people, this is back in my personal training days, or when I still help people now with their diet. Everyone expects me to say, go vegan and take this stuff out of your diet, which isn't a bad suggestion. However, I never make that suggestion. Always start by adding stuff in, because no one wants to remove the stuff that they've been eating forever, or they would have. You know? MF Dreadson's here. Man, you've been putting out some quality work. I really enjoy seeing your videos, Dredson. Dredson says, greetings fam, just finished my meal ticket workout. Now I'm going to eat lunch. Awesome. So hey, when you tell someone, let's add some stuff to your diet, they're like, so you mean eat more? Yes. However, there's a catch, because you got to be creative in how you're going to eat it, at least for some people. Getting half a cup of legumes might not be easy for everyone. However, put it in a salad, because now you're getting your greens as well. Getting a servings of greens, get a servings of whole grain, get a serving of legumes, and that's the golden ticket. So if everything else is filled with junk, if everything else is filled with meat, if everything else is filled with whatever, man, you're doing so much for your well-being just by adding those foods in. If you need to lose weight, half a cup of legumes, serving of greens, a big serving of greens, some oatmeal. Throw in some good stuff in the oatmeal, some walnuts for brain health, some blueberries for the antioxidant event, and there you go. Pretty simple. Now we have our good friend Canal. I wonder if he'll show up today. He shows up lately once a day to demand that I eat meat and bulk up, which, when you think about it, to demand a 59-year-old who is more concerned with his health than he is about performance. Take care of health, and performance will take care of itself. So to tell someone who, a long time endurance athlete, 59 years old, to eat meat and bulk up seems pretty ridiculous. Now, if I was 29 and I said I wanted to powerlift, I wanted to bodybuild again, if you cruise through some of my thumbprints on my channel, you'll see me bulked up at 220 pounds powerlifting at one time. You'll see another when I was in Olympic lifting shape. I was also training for bodybuilding at the time. Never huge, I was all natural. But, you know, I did okay. I never competed in bodybuilding. I didn't compete in Olympic lifting. I did it for fun. I did do some single event powerlifting, deadlift, and bench. I don't know why I never put it together for a full meet, as I was pretty good at squats. So it's funny how we take our personal preferences and add them to our trolling conversations. That Canal has a personal preference that I would be, I guess, 200 pounds and eat meat. So he comes in and he makes a demand. I don't mind. Hey, I appreciate the concern. I think it's misguided. I don't think any 59-year-old should bulk up. Most especially, I don't think any 59-year-old should bulk up to please someone on the internet that they don't actually know. That's just me. And if you guys haven't figured out, I'm pretty weird about stuff like that. Cameron says, hi there. Cameron, my friend, how are you? Brian's here. Brian says, figured I'd stop by and say hello to everyone before I go cut grass. Thanks, Eric, for wishing my grandfather happy birthday. Oh, of course, my friend. 108. Imagine what he saw in his life. Wife says, okay, phone overheated in store. Shopping, was getting pistachios. Nice. Pistachio is a good nut as well. My staple is almonds and walnuts. And again, 1 Brazil nut a day, as I covered earlier in the conversation. It's so potent in selenium that if you have more, some say up to 3 a day. I think even that might be pushing it. 1 a day, you could even do 1 every other day. For one, they're not cheap. It's a good size nut, by the way. If you're relying on peanuts as your source of nuts, you may be making a mistake. Not that peanuts are bad, but they're actually technically a legume. So to get the benefit of nuts, you want to have almonds or walnuts or Brazil nuts, pistachios, hazelnuts. This has been a conversation about nuts. Legumes as well. As I was saying, right now, if you're starting out nutritionally wise, trying to make some changes, don't worry about eliminating anything from your diet just yet. Just add some stuff in. You add in that half a cup of legumes, you add in a small handful of nuts of some type, and you add in greens. Preferably some cooked greens, kale, broccoli, as well as some fresh leafy greens. Anything but iceberg. Our friend E's godson is here. E, how are you? Says, hey, how are you doing today, everyone? E, how are you, my friend? Have you guys had the great opportunity to spend some time on E's channel? He is a loving soul that actually gives me, here's his channel, gives me great hope for the future. We have young people like this in the world. We know it's not going to get too bad. Right? I hope. William says, honestly, could fast for a month without issue personally. It is people around me that would overly concerned with my safety and try to commit me. A lot of benefits to fasting. I know people who have done water fasts for a month. There's a lot of spiritual benefits to fasting, a lot of health benefits. But you know what? It's important to take care of your body because this is the physical instrument that you have right now. And you know what? I'll be blunt. This is a physical instrument you have right now to be enlightened. That's our end result, to be awakened. Whatever it is that you think awakening and enlightenment is, of course, we can let those concepts go, but all of us have the potential to awaken to a greater reality where we are more loving, more giving, more compassionate, have more empathy, sorry. But we need the body to get us there. Cameron says, hey Wolf, how you doing? William says there are all kinds of nuts, pine, Brazil, cash. I do like cashews. Virginia, pumpkin, sunflower. Yep. You know what? I should add that in with nuts. Get a small handful of seeds. Pumpkin and sunflower, both good. Pumpkin is really good. Hey, if you are looking to boost your testosterone, pumpkin seeds and the Brazil nut, one Brazil nut a day, will do wonders for you. During my mid 40s, I was averaging close to 100 miles a week training for ultras. My energy just plummeted. I lost a lot of muscle tone. Obviously, I didn't have a ton of muscle size because I was running 100 miles a week, although I still strength trained. So I still had quite a bit of muscle tone. I saw it diminishing. My doctor said I could use hormone replacement therapy, testosterone therapy. I didn't want to because then you're on it for life. So I added pumpkin seeds, I added Brazil nuts, and everything changed almost overnight, it seemed. Possible your dad says, bye, you need food. Don't fast eat something. Don't know, bro, you need food. Don't fast eat something. Okay. Well, of course you need food. I don't think anyone here is arguing otherwise. Brian says, Eric, do you think overeating lowers vibrations? Why would I want to bulk up anymore? I think overeating does lower your vibration because you're spending so much time focusing on the senses, focusing on the outer, and especially even overindulging in anything. This is why, Buddha talked of moderation. And when he spoke of moderation, it is different than people nowadays saying moderation in everything. Because obviously, no, not moderation in everything. If you're an alcoholic, you don't drink moderate alcohol. If you want to quit smoking, you don't have moderate cigarette amounts. Brian says, Erica, see, you like that song? It reminds me of you because you were here every single day doing what you love. Thank you for that, Brian. And that's absolutely true. I am here every single day, and I absolutely love what I do. Love these conversations. Our friend Timo says, hi, possibly your dad. You can't possibly be my dad because he would never offer a comment like that. Says you look like a skeleton. You know what, though? If you go look at my burpee videos, you see I'm actually, my face is lean because I'm lean, because I do high reps, because I was an ultra runner for 11 years. But as I mentioned at the top, 59 years old. Why would I want to bulk up? I will also probably do ultra running again. Why would I want to bulk up? Extremely strong. I'm extremely fit. I'm extremely healthy. When you're 59, you don't want to add extra weight on your joints. You don't want to carry extra weight because of heart health. You just don't want to, You start thinking in terms of longevity. So yeah, my face is lean, but if you look at the burpee videos, I'm not skinny. So, but I doubt you'll look at the burpee videos. Most people don't. Most people don't, people who leave comments like that, because they're not concerned with the other person. They just want their opinion to be known. It's so the key is you look past the ego, shouting in a void, notice me, notice me, notice me. So I noticed. If you were really concerned, you would actually ask some insightful, meaningful questions, and we'd have a great conversation, which I'm always happy to have. And I'm always happy to have, regardless of how people come into the conversation, It's not like I'm going to hold a grudge against someone, because I definitely won't. Well, it says, right, but freedom of choice, or they won't stop someone from um, McDonalding to McDonalding. I like that verb, the 500 pound. That's going to make me laugh all day, boy. To 500 pounds, myself, to needing it to survive. I should be able to fast or whatever. I agree. Especially, William, you're an intelligent person, you're young, you're healthy, so you would figure out the right way to do it. Dritson says, what are your thoughts on fasted workouts? It's been my baseline for all workouts this year. I love fasted workouts. I haven't done them. Well, I get my first walk running fasted. When I do my burpees, it's after my first meal. I would prefer to do it fasted, but it just doesn't work out time-wise because I try to stop eating usually about 3:30 or so for the day, and then I fast throughout until about 7 in the morning. Brian says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Brian. Brian says, thanks, Wolf. My grandfather would have been 108. Cameron says, best meal you ever ate? Every meal that I have. Every single meal. And every day. And I mentioned before, I largely eat the same thing every day, but it always feels new, fresh. Man, there is nothing like when you bite into a fresh organic blueberry on your first spoonful of oatmeal. It's just amazing. Oh, I should add in, guys, talking about my diet. I do throw in a tablespoon of flaxseed twice a day. My morning oatmeal, as well as when I'm cooking my lentils, rice, and potatoes, which is my main dish. Although, man, nothing, when I treat myself to a plate of pancakes, nothing beats a pancake. Nothing beats a pancake after the day after you've done a ultra, anywhere from a 50K to a 100-mile race, and you've been eating race food for 24 hours or so, and you go out the next morning, you're stiff, you're sore, you're still tired, you're not recovered, but you get that first bite of pancake. Miracle food. Of course, all food is miracle food if you approach it right. Prasad is the Sanskrit name for blessing our food, prepare it with love. So if you make that bowl of oatmeal in the morning, put the intention of love. Thank the bushes that provided the blueberries. Thank the vines. Thank the farmers. Thank the truck drivers that brought it here. Everything involved. Just be thankful, offer it love, and you'll increase the vibratory experience of eating nutritious food. You're literally eating love. That's what prasad means. Brian says, Eric doesn't look like a skeleton. That's because you see me working out. You see my videos, so you know. But, if you look from the head up, what's the old saying? Don't judge a person from the head up. So that's not an actual saying. I just made that up. But hey, we could use that. Don't judge a person from the head up. Liam says, a lean, mean machine is the best possible way to take your physical self. I agree, Liam. Exactly. Especially, I keep mentioning, at 59, you don't want to carry extra weight. You don't want to be bulked up at 59. That's just extra weight you got to carry. I haven't trained for an ultra, but I could go out tomorrow and do a 50K pretty easily. I'd finish, put it that way. And I wouldn't be overly sore the next day. I can knock out burpees as many as I want any day of the week. I can do pull-ups, I can do dips, high reps, and everything. For me at 59, I want to be able to do that when I'm 69. I want to be able to do that when I'm 79. It's never too early to start training for longevity because it's the stuff that I did in my 30s and 40s that are allowing me now to do the stuff that I do. Liam says he's a machine. Thank you, Liam. Liam says you can do more burpees than me, and I'm in my 20s. Um, Man, I've been doing it for a long time. And it does pay to be lighter when you're doing burpees. The thing is, you find that middle ground, you know? Let's see. Azu says, do you know Team Fortress 2? I don't. Liam says, how do you work your way up to do that many burpees? That's a good question. And there's so many people that might give you different answers. But I think the best way is either set a time. I'm going to start with 10 minutes of burpees today and work within that time frame. Don't see how many you can get in 10 minutes or even 20 minutes if you want, depending on what you've been doing up to this time. Or set a number, 10 a day for a week. And then, man, I like making big jumps. Some might say add in a rep. I say double it. The next week, go for 20. If you can do 10, you can do 20. Just take your time. Get the rep, get the rep, get the rep. Watch our friend Burpee Reaper. He doesn't care about time. Same with Leo Said So. Same with Brian Lane. I don't think I've ever seen Brian say, I want to see how many I can get in 20 minutes. So Team Fortress, is that a video game? Dredson says, I can't hold no grudges. My hand's too busy catching blessings. Man, that was beautiful, Dredson. Absolutely. And I agree. I don't hold a grudge because, well, for one, it just takes energy. I don't want to give my energy to the person I'm holding a grudge against. As well, I don't want to lose the vital energy that I have. And also, if you have a practice of forgiving and you're not forgiving the person, you're not forgiving the event, you're not even forgiving yourself, you're taking it to a quantum level where you're thinking only of this moment. It's all based on a thought. To hold a grudge means I'm holding a thought. A thought is, in the moment, fiction. It doesn't really exist. It's just an energetic fluctuation of the mind. You let it go, what's there to hold a grudge against? Everything's fresh. Everything's new. Everything is exactly in this moment without me needing to do anything whatsoever. Cameron says, possible your dad, bro, you lost your dad or something. Quit if you don't like being there. Oh, possibly your dad. Yep. Bro, you lost your dad or something. Quit if you don't like being there. Yeah, that could be, Cameron, for sure. Brian says, oh, and Eric, that was my grandfather that was from Pittsburgh. Nice. And they named the street after him there. Last name because it was McKinney Farm. Nice. Yeah, I remember you telling me that story. Pittsburgh is my birthplace. McKeesport, actually, right outside, a suburb. Man, it's fallen on some hard times. Brian says, Eric, you look more like a Buddhist monk. There was a time when I actually thought about that or joining the Self-Realization Fellowship under disciples of Paramahansa Yogananda. As I mentioned before, though, more recently, I'm doing a self-renunciation, my own monkhood, not by renouncing the world and going to a monastery, but renouncing my belief in the world as I see it, if that makes sense. Looking past the illusion of what I see and going for the reality of what is true, which is the entire essence of A Course in Miracles. That's what they're asking us to do. We forgive the illusions, and everything that we see is an illusion. Doesn't mean it's not real. Doesn't mean it doesn't have an effect, because as we're living in this world, it does have an effect. However, as we know from the physicality of a table or this desk, it's an illusion that it's an actual desk. If you looked at it through a nuclear or an atomic telescope, you would see that it's just particles dancing around emptiness, and yet I can pound on it. So Brian says, law of attraction quote, let go of what's weighing you down, and that means body weight too. It lowers vibrations for me to overeat. I agree, Brian. Absolutely agree. Plus, it's the addiction to the addiction of overeating, the addiction of food. Food's meant to serve, and it's meant to be enjoyed, but we've gotten to the point where we overindulge in everything. Brian says, why I'm not going to bulk up anymore. Really? You got good size right now. You're lean. You got plenty of muscle, but it's not overdone. You know what I mean? See, Brian says, what I did with 1 pump burpees, did my fastest time was like 5:45 for 101 pumps when rushing. Nice. That is a fast time. Do you ever go to Busy Dad's channel, Max Edwards? I wonder how you would deal with his workouts. He does 20-minute sessions, alternating 6 counts, and Navy SEALs. No more than 80 minutes during the course of a week. Brian says, yeah, but who cares about time, really? Cameron says, how to build discipline. Do something every day without quitting it. That is definitely one way. I'm trying to think of the best answer for that, Cameron, because a lot of people hear what I do and they say, well, you're really, really disciplined. And I am not really, really disciplined. I have been, but for me, fall in love with what you want to do. Have a vision. If you want to get in shape, have a vision of what it is to be in shape and fall in love with that vision. And then you do the work to get there. Be inspired. Everyone can need a little bit of motivation day by day, but motivation is a short-term thing. Motivation to get out of bed. Motivation to get in some reps when you don't feel like it. But when you're inspired, you never need to be motivated. You get up out of bed inspired to do what you want to do. I'm inspired to meditate and do my breath work every day. I'm inspired to write. I've written every day for, I guess it's been 25 or 26 years now, not missing a single day. Even doing ultra races, I would text myself at an aid station thoughts that were occurring in my head, so I'd have it written down. Let's see. Duncan says, hey Eric, welcome Duncan, have you tried the Vaseline trick yet? I haven't. I was going to do it on an outside workout sometime, but right now, man, was 103 yesterday. So I'd be trading pollen for heat stroke. But I do have it in mind, and I do have a brand new thing of Vaseline sitting over here. I appreciate the suggestion, Duncan. If you guys don't know Duncan Walsh Fitness Motivation, one of the best fitness channels on YouTube, bar none. He does burpees, but he's not burpee centric. He covers mostly body weight, but not exclusively body weight. He covers all the ground. He even gets him some running. He does nothing slow. Nothing slow at all. Gretchen says, I'm pretty strict time limit most days. Busy Dad has a solid program. I do like it. And I did it for a long time. Some people say, well, it lacks legs, doesn't have squats. Doesn't mean you can't throw in squats afterwards. I find you do get a good leg workout from burpees. Are burpees going to help your squats? Are they going to help your lifting squats? No, they're not meant to. Will they keep your legs in shape? where you have plenty of explosive energy, yeah, it'll help you heal your hill running as well. Let's see. Brian says, you know what? I've been Busy Dad's channel. Not in a while though. He's the one in UK, right? Yep, he is. And man, he's in shape. He's kept some decent size from his powerlifting day, but he's lean. Brian gives a salute to Duncan. Dritson says, Brian, yes, he's across the pond. Duncan says, Brian, how are you? William says, I got some cashews for dog. Hey, what kind of dog do you have, William? Raw pistachios, raw pistachio meats, and raw walnuts for me. Nice. Dredson says, I typically match reps, burpees, and squats. Man, I think you got everything covered with that. You throw in pull-ups 2 or 3 times a week. Absolutely nothing's lacking from that workout. Yeah, Lee Hazard, Duncan says Lee Hazard has made 180 with his training. Did you see that? I did see that. He explained why. I'm not sure it's the best. Well, who am I to say? No, he's in his mid to late 40s now. I don't know if there's a perfect way to train for your age. I think we experiment. You know, I got the thought of getting back into competition kettlebell sport. Maybe when I reach 1,000 days of burpees in a row, which is going to be in about another month, I might do so. Cameron says, what's your height? Just about 5'9". Give or take just a little. Brian says, I'm good, Duncan. Thanks. Out here weed whacking, weeds while listening. Yeah, so I'm 900, I just looked it up, 934 days of burpees every single day. I'll hit that 1,000-day mark and I'll reassess what I want to do. Not that I've been trying to do a streak, but when you get close to a streak, why not go for it? Duncan Walsh says, has he cut out cardio completely? I don't think so. I don't know what he's doing for cardio, though. He hasn't mentioned it. I always like Lee Hazard's approach to burpees. He always recommended the slower, very precise. And he would talk about, hey, if you want to get bigger, or at least maybe look bigger, then stay on the floor longer periods of time. Get in those 2 pumps, 3 pumps, throw in some squats, get in some 5 pumps. Slow it down so that you're holding each position a little bit longer. Jace, our friend Jace is here, says, Yogi Eric, brother, what a day, 85 degrees with a wallpaper steamer in a small bathroom. Wow, sweat a lot. You hydrating? And ate much, but achieved stripping it, back tomorrow to paint it and fit the new stuff. Man, that actually sounds like a workout, Chase. Hey, Jace, have you met Duncan yet? You guys are in the same neck of the woods, or thereabouts. I just added, man, I should have done this a long time ago. I added Duncan as a moderator because everyone needs to spend time on Duncan's channel. If you have a fitness goal, Duncan's got a workout for you. And speaking of channels, this is our friend MF Dreadson's channel. Man, I really like Dreadson's reps. Just smooth, unhurried, but still fast. That's an amazing trait. When you're fast, but you don't look like you're hurrying. Jace, what about Brian Lane? There's Brian's channel. Jace says, yeah, the machine you mean. I'm subbed. Awesome. Jace says, greetings to you all. If you guys are ever up early, at least in the States, definitely check out Jace's live stream. You get some reps, and you get a positive message. See if this works, Duncan. If it doesn't, you can click on the blue wrench and you'll see a link to his channel. By the way, this is the link for our friend E is God's son. So a young man putting out really positive, inspiring message. Eric Point says, hello, chat. Hello, Eric Point. We're doing a burpee talk so far. Burpee, nutrition. Hey, Eric, how much weight have you lost on your burpee journey so far? In my opinion, if you're in your 30s, particularly your late 30s, if you're in your 40s, if you're looking for a role model, Duncan Walsh. He's strong, he's explosive, he's fit. And I'm not going to say for his age, because it doesn't matter, regardless of his age. Jace as well. Jace is fit. He's very agile. He's extremely toned. He's definitely got an 8-pack. These are the guys to look at and think, you know what? To be 50 and have a goal of benching 400 pounds or something, there's no such thing as a goal that's not worthy. But it can be dangerous. You know, you're putting your shoulders at risk. Train your heart. As you get older, train your heart. That should be your main concern. Stay fit, stay toned. But you know what? 16-inch arms, 17-inch arms are less impressive than a healthy heart when you're 50-something or 60-something. Eric Point is saying hi to everyone. Eric Point says, I'm glad you asked. 40 pounds today. Awesome. Congratulations, Eric. That's huge. Or less huge. But it's awesome. That's for sure. 40 pounds. Now, I know you said that you've reduced your drinking, but did you make any bigger dietary changes, or has it been mainly just through moving more? 40 pounds, that's for the day. Man. Our friend Goldie is here. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. Is this a 12-hour day, Goldie? Oh, 18 minutes of work to go. Awesome. We will be with you for that, for sure. Got everyone saying hi. So we had a friend, Liam, Mark Hesbrook. He was asking some burpee questions. Liam, if you're still here, we got some burpee legends here. In a 1 month period of time, Eric Lapointe has turned himself into a burpee legend. Duncan Walsh is putting up numbers that someone in their 20s would be hard pressed to match if they could. Brian Lane has used fitness as a way for recovery. He's literally been through hell, and has emerged the other end, not just to show off his fitness, but to show people what you can do. You can get through hell yourself. We got MF Dreadson, who again, it's almost like watching someone pour a glass of water. It's that smooth watching his reps. So plenty of people to ask some great questions here. Me, I'm just an old guy doing burpees in his basement. Brian Lane says, I did 420 pounds once on a bench before I left correction center when I was 25. Wow. Doesn't surprise me. That's huge. That is almost 100 pounds more than my best bench. When I was training for powerlifting, I bulked up to 220 so that I could do a legit pause on the chest 300-pound bench press. I did a touch and go 320. But I realized, man, if I ever wanted to bench 400, if I had to bulk up to 220 to get 3, just wasn't my exercise for whatever reason. I was gym strong. So you impress a bunch of people in the gym. If you go to a bigger gym, you're less impressive. If you step on a lifting platform, you're even less impressive. It just seemed diminishing returns. So I switched my training around a bit. I lost some weight. Eric Point says, eat better and less. And I don't eat 3 hours before bed. Awesome. Eating before bed was my biggest problem. Switching how you eat, when you eat, is huge. Plus, you'll end up sleeping better because your body is not taking energy away from falling asleep. In order to digest, you need a certain amount of energy, which means you have to be awake. Your body, at the very least, is going to be producing this energy, which is going to prevent a sound night's sleep. Smart move, Eric. So if you sleep better, you recover better. If you recover better, you have more energy. You put more into your workout. It's a cycle, and you end up losing more weight. Very smart. Goldie says, just sitting, lovely people. I'll be away tomorrow, going to the much desired pool. Awesome. Is that pool close to home? Do you have to travel somewhere to get there? Jay says, Duncan, sir, you are a legend in the game. Yeah, he is. I'm honored for your comments. I'm still only 10 weeks in progress. Never stops. Only 10 weeks in, progress never stops. Nice. Leo's here. Speaking of legends and speaking of people to ask how to get it done. Leo is the one to ask, how do you get it done? Ask Leo. Leo says, much love, Brother Yogi. Hope your day is good. So far, it is. Much love and respect, brother. Thank you, Leo. Much love to you as well. And, of course, nothing but respect for Leo. Jay says, Leo in the house. Let's go, Leo. Leo says, hello, Yogi family. Hope you guys are having a great day and staying safe and strong. We've been talking burpees and diet, fitness and diet, all the way across. Of course, man, in this community, you can't talk fitness without talking burpees. It's been a while since we had a deep down burpee discussion. Burpee Reaper and I, Osiris, and a few others, when I first started going live, at least 2 or 3 times a week, we would spend an hour or more just talking burpees. Jacob's here. Jacob says, greeting and blessings to you all. Speaking of legends, Jacob, hit the like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Big salute to you and to you all. Man, if any of the people above who are asking how to get started, pick anyone here. But you know what? I think Eric Lapointe is a really good person to ask because, as well as Leo, lost a significant amount of weight on his fitness journey. These are the guys to ask, how did he get here? Everyone has their story to tell. You know, I talked about Brian and everything that he's been through. He saw up above where he benched 420 state penitentiary. That tells you a bit about his story and what he's been through. Doesn't tell you where he's at now. You got to visit his channel and listen to him talk, and you'll see where he is now. Brian Lane is in a beautiful place now, and he earned that place. Has not been an easy journey for him. And what does he do when he gets here? Turns around and offers everyone a helping hand. That's the same with our friend Jacob. I was reading today my daily reading in A Course in Miracles, and it talked about we give as God, unconditionally. God doesn't give with conditions. God gives unconditionally. And our role in life is to realize our own potentiality of giving as God. That's what I see with Jacob. He gives without condition. And if you ask him about it, he'll say modestly and honestly, I just want to help people. Never once has he come in and said, hey guys, subscribe to my channel, or can you do this or do that? Actually, once. And he mentioned this yesterday with The Whale, a new burpee channel. Hey guys, can you check out and support this new guy? So even when he asked for a favor, it was a favor for someone else. In my experience, man, the burpee community as a whole across the board is just filled with amazing, wonderful people. And a lot of them have gotten here, maybe not the easy route, but they got here one rep at a time, burning off in the niyamas, the second foundational principles of yoga. One of them is tapas, which means discipline. Not the discipline of, like showing up every day, but tapas also means fire. And we're burning off a past karma by dedicating ourselves to a particular path. This is why when you watch Leo Said So, why I said he's a yogi. Because one rep at a time, he is using that discipline every day to be something amazing. Eric Point says, Leo the champ. Let's see. Duncan says, I think we can say there is indeed an age-related style of training. As we get older, we need to concentrate more on strength work, lower and upper body, and still aim for VO2 max training. Man, I appreciate that comment, and I appreciate the input that you've had on my training in regard to the VO2 max, suggesting that I put in the interval training, which I still get in, even with the slight shift that I made in my training, putting in a little more, just a little bit of weights for the shoulders, adding in more pull-ups, adding in more dips. But yeah, that VO2 max training for age, all important. Duncan says VO2 max is one of the biggest indicators for longevity. Brian says Jacob is a legend, a hero, really. Yeah, I agree, Brian. But don't leave yourself out of that conversation, my friend. Not everyone would have turned to a spiritual path the way Brian did after what they've been through. Or it might have been superficial to show people, hey, look at how much I've changed. Instead, Brian lives it, shares it. Leo says, Brian, the monster. How are you, brother? Much love, my guy. Jacob says, I appreciate it. I'm no special person. I just want to connect, love, inspire, give, and support others. Shout out and big salute to you all. Thank you for that, Jacob. You know what? I would agree. That's the potential for all of us to be what Jacob just said. But what makes Jacob special, even though he said he's not, is that he does that. We all have that potential, but how many of us even attempt to live that potential? Do we give for the sake of giving, or do we give for the sake of receiving? But here's the secret. There's no difference. When you give and you give and you give, when you give without the expectation of getting anything back, you are literally getting everything back. Timo says hi. Timo, how are you? I was watching Backs this morning. I missed the live, but man, when I saw Backs, I knew I had to catch up. What's going to be new on the Optimob channel, Timo? Brian Lane says, Burpee Reaper like the Mickey Mantle of burpees. I agree. Burpee Reaper is legendary. Timo says, greetings and hope you all are doing fine. Now here comes the trouble. If you guys look at the last comment, Duncan Walsh says, man, Duncan, you got all these people here that you could pick on, but instead, you pick on me. Duncan says, Eric, have you ever considered? See, that's how it starts. Very innocent, very concerned. You might even say conversational. Have you ever? It's like he's pulling up a chair, sitting down right next to me. But watch what's going to happen, guys. It ain't going to be pretty. Let's see. We got a link drop from our friend Optimob. I'm not purposely. I see Duncan down below. I'm gonna get there. I know I'm not gonna like what I see, so I'm taking my time. Thanks for dropping that link, Optimob. We got what's new from Optimob. It's bumper cam in Switzerland. Check it out, guys. Timo is a genius. Timo is a YouTube genius, what he's doing with his channel. I don't see anyone else doing that. Jacob says, Brian, you're a legendary, amazing person. I enjoy what you put out. You have a message that will help others out. You probably have helped others out. Much love and respect, Brother Brian. You're absolutely on point, Jacob. 100%. Here we are. Duncan says, attempting the tailor-made metabolic stress session with the 26 counts at the end of each round. I am considering it. I have it saved. I appreciate in there. I appreciate the fact that you actually tailor-made it for me. I'm trying to figure out how I would do it, though, and what I'm doing now, where it would fit in. So it is in heavy consideration. Optimop says, I said extra for you now on public, Eric. Eric number. Which Eric number are we up to? We got some link drops from Jacob. Awesome. We got the bumper cam. You know what though? Fasten your seatbelts. I got this saved. We'll be giving it the full look. I think though, we should be calling it the Timo cam. The Optimob cam. What do you like better, Timo cam or Optimob cam? The video is only a test of a cam. Mounted below and the front bumper of the car so I can film like in a video game. This is what I mean. Timo is a YouTube genius, guys. Our friend Noble is here. Noble says, I hope all is well, brother. Much love, fam. Much love to you, Noble. How are you? Hey, you getting excited about school? And what's the story with watch hours? Where are we? As well as workout-wise. What are we getting into nowadays? The big topic for today has been workouts. Not exclusively. If you'll see here, you know, obviously, just a yogi, the big focus of my channel is spirituality, yoga, Buddhist psychology, and the psycho-spiritual lessons of A Course in Miracles, as well, plenty of Taoism, lots and lots of shamanism, whatever works for each and every one of us. But I think everyone here would say burpees can be your spiritual path, for sure. Let's see, Duncan says, each exercise, just 10 seconds rest, but that is basically just moving from one to the next. Yep. So no need to time. Then after 20 seconds, then after the 26 counts, 90-second rest. And it was pull-ups, dips, and we were talking different methods for the sit-up, as well as some, instead of doing the jump squats, 20-minute 6 counts. I'm just wondering, you know, how do I fit it in my regular workout? As I got dips in, I guess I can do it. Every body part has a rotation within a 5-day period. We probably want to do it on a dip day. We got some more links dropped. Eric LaPointe says, hi to Noble. Goldie is done with work. Hey Goldie, how did inventory go yesterday? Did you get anyone showing up 5 minutes for clothing? Jace waves at Noble. Jason drops the link for our friend Wolf. Thank you for that. That's William as well. And Barb. Thank you, Eric. Here's another thing that impresses me with Jacob. He's not just dropping links for people who are here. He's dropping links across the entire community. Not just, you know, I say community, that includes burpee people, it includes craft people, gamers, whatever, why ever you're here talking, having a conversation, you're part of a great community. Oh, I forgot the push-ups. Push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, dips, each for 30 seconds. I guess perhaps on a day not preceded by dips or pulls. So that would be an arm day, I think. And I would just skip the arm day and throw that in. Okay. I'm seeing how I'm starting to get a picture of how I might be able to fit it in. Appreciate that. Duncan? Hey, if you guys are seeing this comment, it's there for everyone to give a try to, and you can make it your own. Duncan tailored this for my own physical limitations right now as I'm working through a back issue, slowly getting better, but a bit of a setback the past 2 weeks. But hey, if you guys are up for it, instead of doing the 26, well, you could still do the 26 counts, but you could throw in some uh, explosive squats, jump squats, star jumps, something along those lines. I think originally he mentioned jump lunges. Goldie says we had to close up early because we ran out of ingredients. Wow. Zach is here. Zach says, it's me. Sorry I'm late. That's okay, Zach. Always a perfect time when you show up. Goldie says, hi there, brother Jacob. Always a pleasure to see you. Jacob says hi to our friend Zach. Duncan says, no pressure, of course. No pressure except for that little bit of pressure. So the advice that I've gotten from Duncan, again, most especially that putting in the VO2 stuff, has really paid off. So definitely check out the work by Duncan. Or ask him a question. He's helped out other people here. Optimob says the channel is so close to 1 million only. 9,000 or 99,000 or the number is bigger than I can say. 998,188 left. But one person, one subscriber at a time. That's how we get there, guys. As I mentioned before, Optimob is a 100K channel. Here's another thing that makes it a 100K channel. Because Timo has heart. Sometimes I think that's a missing ingredient in some people's channels. The one thing that separates what could be a great channel and being a great channel is, are you putting in your heart? Are you loving what you do? And are you doing it without real big expectations of results? Are you doing it and then thinking about who's going to show up? Why are they showing up? Why aren't they showing up? I think that can be a limiting factor. Not in an obvious way. If you catch some of the conversation above, Brian and I have talked about vibrations. If you are vibrating at a rate that does not equate to gratitude, that you are doing this in the hope of it touching someone, not that it's going to get a ton of views, not that it's going to, if you do it and you're vibrating at the rate of, will it touch the right person? Will it find the right person? Will it help the right person? That's when everything changes. And that's what you get the feeling with Optimob, is they want the right people to find their work. They want to just inspire people with the beauty of where they are, the beauty of just walking a dog, loving a dog, each other's company. Timo and Sabine. So as you can tell, I'm a big fan. Greg Dayton is here. Greg says, hello, Sister Goldie. How are you doing? How are you, Greg? Optimob says, okay. 18,012. 1,812 subs. Wow. When we last looked, you were at 17 something. Nice job, Timo. Well deserved. 2K coming up. Eric Point says, hey, Greg and chat. Optimob says, we try to show some positive things in this beautiful world. And you do. And again, that's why, truly, I think you're a 100K channel. And I definitely see it. I can definitely envision that. Jacob drops a link for Eric Lapointe. Thank you, Jacob. Speaking of Mr. 2K, he's getting closer and closer. We got a new short from Eric Lapointe as well. I enjoyed his farm life videos as well as the bird's nest. It was pretty awesome. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to take a very short break because I'm going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Greg Dayton says, hello, Eric number 1 and Eric number 2. Jacob, thank you for dropping those links. Goldie says, hi there, Greg Dayton. Always a pleasure to see you. Guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I apologize. I got some water. Got to make sure that I'm hydrating. Our friend William Downey is here. William, my friend, how are you? Greg says, Goldie, I'm still here. It's a miracle. Greg, how many days away are we from 70 now? Hey, so speaking about aging, and we have been, and being able to maintain strength, fitness, and even some muscle size as you get a little bit older. Check out William Downey, because he shows you how to do it. I'm still thinking, Timo, we changed the name to Optimob Cam, or the Timo Cam. Technically, it's on the bumper, but you are the genius that's designing this. Optimob says to William, thank you for dropping by my stream. Jacob, thanks for dropping Chris's channel. Man, Chris gets the reps in no matter where he is. William says he's good. Awesome. Just did a real quick workout. What did you work on today? William, what's your favorite body part to train? Let's give a quick little visit. Greg was at 634 subscribers. 1K is, man, it's in the bag for sure. William says he's going to pick up mother-in-law to go to lunch. Nice. Sounds like a good day. Workout, time with family, good meal. Jay says, William, brother, your music taste is awesome. Optimob says, TC Capone has 4 legs and no arms. Well, I'm missing that reference. Oh, here we go. I see it up above. I see it up above. There we go. I am not subscribed. I am now. Thank you for that, Jacob. Always nice making some new connection. So it was a full body workout from William. 2 sets each body part today. Nice. It's a nice way to do it. Today was full body, favored his arms. 4 legs and no arms. Now looking at it, yeah, I see exactly what you mean. Jay says, time for me to get some food. I will catch next stream below before bed. Be happy, my brothers and sisters. Thank you, Jace. Where are we time-wise? I think I'm going to try to make it to the 90-minute session, so 10 more minutes, 12 more minutes. I'm going to get some food myself. I've been trying to get my last meal a little bit earlier, and it extends my fast. It's always easier for me to go in that direction than the forward direction, meaning it's always easier for me to stop eating sooner rather than to extend my eating time in the morning. As well as, if you saw up above, Eric LaPointe talking about what a big difference it made for him 3 hours before bed. If you suffer from acid reflux, any type of digestive issue, it's going to affect your sleep. Extend that time. Have a larger window, your last meal and when you go to bed. As well, add in 5 or 10 minute, doesn't have to be fast, gentle walking after every meal. 1, you burn calories. You bring yourself into a more of a digestive mode. You has a positive effect on your blood sugar level. So if you're at all worried about diabetes, get in that walk. 5 or 10 minutes, very easy after every. Let's see. William says has a question for me. Awesome. Our friend Flower is here. OML. OML. I'm trying. Flower, I'm trying. and I don't get it. You got to help me with it. OML. I think you told me this before. Hey, do you have your phone with you? Eric Point says, great drop in the link, Jacob. Yeah, that was pretty cool, wasn't it, Eric? Flower's got her work cut out today because she's a little late. Lots of people. Just going to say hi to everyone. Flower, you don't have to say hi to everyone. But she dives in. Look at her go. Jacob drops the link for our friend Flower. Oh. OML. Oh, my Lord. Yep, I wouldn't have gotten that at all. Flower says hi to Greg. William says, do you get heartburn often, Yogi, like after certain meals? I don't any longer. I did. And at one point, it had gotten pretty bad. The reason why was I was fasting between 18 and 22 hours every day. And I was ultra running, so it was, as well as doing other workouts. So it was vital for me to get in a certain amount of calories to maintain my strength, my energy, my body weight for recovery. But when you got 2 or 3 hours to get in your the calories that you need for a day, and you've pushed your fasting time right to the max, I'd be going to bed pretty much on a full stomach, and I suffered for that. It had gotten so bad, I was actually diagnosed with a progressive lung disorder because they did x-rays, and they saw that I had really big lungs, and they thought that they weren't deflating. However, were deflating efficiently. When I went to a pulmonologist, they said, their official diagnosis, you have really big lungs because you're an endurance athlete, because you have been for decades. So that cleared up that issue. They had a hard time pinpointing it. But through my own process, I made some changes. I made some changes dietary-wise. I no longer forced calories. I reduced my fasting. I got in those walks that I was talking about, and it disappeared. I changed my sleeping position. If you sleep on your back, have an angle. Get one of those props. It's actually very comfortable when you get used to it. And that is actually, according to my breathwork coach, who trained me to be a breathwork coach, that is the most optimum position to sleep in, or sleep on your side. Both sides have benefits. Sleeping on your left, and you're more in a rest and digest mode. If you sleep on your right, you are in the dream yoga pose, and you have very intuitive dreams. All right, Thomas is here. Two-cap. Two-cap says, I used to get heartburn when I ate entire tubes of pizza, and of course the ice cream before bed. That will do it to you. Greg, are you suffering heartburn? I would suggest if you can avoid medication, do so. It does come with some side effects. Even it can actually block key nutrients from being utilized, even over the counter. But naturally, all that stuff that I suggested does wonders. Yeah, that'll do it to you, Two-Cap. Flower says, hi, Two-Cap. Dritson says, yo, I'm in and out. Greetings to all. Always appreciate when you're in, Dritson. Two-Cap says, thank you, Jacob. Hope your day is going well. MF says, Two-Cap, I got in the 2-pump burpees today. I like the way Thomas has made 2 pumps. That's his thing. Tommy 2-pump, thanks to Eric Lapointe. Flower says, hi, Drunk Dad Noble. MF Dreadson says, waves to Flower. Thomas says, hell yeah, Dreadson. That's the best thing I could hear. It's wonderful to know I helped motivate you. William says, thanks for the info. You're welcome, William. If you ever, if you ever want to talk more about it, TCAP says he used to eat crazy in high school. Yeah, in high school we can get away with it. When we continue to eat the same crazy stuff that we did in high school, we run into problems. You know, the old saying back then for me, eat big to get big, and it's true. However, as been the theme of this live stream, it's not beneficial to carry, you know, the amount of size that I was attempting to carry back then and to eat that way. Jacob says, get it into work just like you, brother MF Dreadson. You're doing an outstanding job. He is, and most importantly, man, I love seeing him posting now again. William says, if I eat tomato sauce or tomato kind of in a burger, heartburn in an hour or so. Yeah, tomatoes can be a trigger food. I've largely eliminated tomatoes from my diet. Lots of reasons, but for the heartburn especially. If you're gonna have tomatoes, maybe try to have it on your midday meal, and you know, you definitely want a minimum of 2 hours between your last meal and when you sleep. When you prepare, not just laying down to go to sleep, but when you're preparing to go to sleep. Breath work is extremely helpful, not just for sleep, but for digestion as well. So maybe limit the tomatoes or tomato sauce to your midday meal. Smaller meals are always a little bit better than 3 large meals a day. TCAP says, William, in yoga, there's something called the Sattvic diet, all mild food. Yep, Sattvic, Sattic. And of course, you tailor that towards your own dosha, which is your not just your body type, but your energetic type as well. But you go towards the Sattvic actually means purity. So you're eating more pure foods because you're raising your own vibratory rate to that of purity. There's tapas and there's rajas. Those are the other two types. One is sort of slothful. We all contain elements of all of it. It's the fabric of the universe. So everyone contains it in different amounts. But our role, one of our roles as living beings, is to progress towards the Sattvic, the purity, light. But we can use the other two to help raise us there. TCAP says, not sure I spelled it right. Very close. I knew exactly what you meant, though. TCAP says, food has and continues to be my biggest weakness in terms of vice. I think a lot of it comes with redefining our relationship with food. When we, I was talking about prasad earlier in the conversation. Prasad is another Sanskrit term, and it literally means blessing. That when we prepare our food as a blessing, as an act of love, when we're thinking that as we prepare the food, then it has the essence of love. You can't overdo love. We overindulge as a means of fulfilling a sense of emptiness that can't be filled with something like that. It can only be filled with love itself. So when we eat food that is literally an offering of love, we always have just the right amount. That's the difference between love and appetite. Eat in a sense of gratefulness, eat from a sense of love, eat from a state of grace. This is why we say grace before we eat. Mr. J says, hi Eric, do you mind giving an intro about yourself and what are you up to today? Man, you know what? I think the title of the channel says everything. Just a yogi. Just an old guy working out in my basement, doing high rep body weight training, some other stuff. I practice yoga as a lifestyle. The foundation of yoga. I'm not talking about just the asanas, but the ethical principles, the breath work, the withdrawal of the senses. I'm a meditation teacher and a breathwork coach. Officially now a full-time YouTube guy, for whatever that's worth. And as well, I'm a student of A Course in Miracles, as well as other modalities, Taoism, Buddhist psychology. And what I'm up to today, the same thing I'm up to every single day of my life. All of that stuff I just mentioned. Getting out in nature, doing some nature filming, walking a lot, meditate 2 to 3 times a day, do my breath work 3 to 4 times a day. That's about it. I appreciate you asking. Let me return the favor. Mr. J, how are you? And how's your day going? William says maybe we should cut back on eating eggs and coffee too. You know what? I would never tell you to cut back on eating eggs. Sometimes you eating eggs is a highlight of my day. Honest to God. Coffee, yes. I have 1 cup a day, and I love coffee, which makes me enjoy it all the more when I have that 1 cup. I have it at 4 o'clock in the morning, so it doesn't interfere with my sleep, and I have all day for it to... some say don't do it on an empty stomach. Some say don't do it with food. I generally do it on an empty stomach about almost 3 hours before I eat. Sort of find out what works for you. I would limit it to 1 cup. It's difficult, but you'll find how much you really enjoy that cup. I'm smiling because I'm thinking when I mentioned that to Paul from Oregon, his question was, yeah, but how big is your cup? He was thinking I had a cup like that big, because that's what he did. I just drink 1 cup a day, but it's a huge mug. I just got a little small, maybe 10 ounces. William says, I'll check it out. 2 cup. I can definitely help you with that, William. I've taken Ayurvedic courses. I am not certified Ayurvedic coach. Ayurvedic is the yogic diet, which is largely vegetarian, maybe exclusively. By rights, it should be vegan if you're really following the principle of ahimsa, which is the first ethical foundation of yoga, which means non-harm. Mr. J says it sounds Indian. The sattvic, it is. It's actually a Sanskrit term that means purity. Teacup says, yes, what Eric is saying about the dosha. Check that out. Yeah, you can do an online dosha check. Banyan, if you go to banyan.com, they have, and they sell great supplements, very pure. And they sell great supplements for digestion that will help with that, William. See if I can look them up real quick. As well, they have an online dosha test where you'll find out what your dosha type is, and then you have a recommendation. I hope this works. Just give me a second, guys. That's the link to their website. You can do an online questionnaire. They tell you what your predominant dosha type is. They give you some eating suggestions. They give you some supplement suggestions. Teacup says, yes, it's Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the sister science of yoga. They go hand in hand with each other. Cody says, hi there to Teacup. Always a pleasure, Thomas. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm falling a little behind. Lots of fun stuff to talk about, though. Pitta is the nervous, Kapha is the muscle and bones, and Vita is the organs. Did I get that right? You did get that right. Teacup says, the dark side of me is like a black hole, endless appetite, identifies strongly with the animal spirit. Remember, with the animals, though, it only seems like they overindulge. They will eat their fill, and then they retire. Then they rest and digest, and then they hunt. Teacup says, full-time YouTube guy is worth at least a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Full-time. You know what? I'm wondering if I ever have to end up applying for a job again, and they say previous job, and I say full-time YouTube guy. Yogi in the basement, full-time YouTube guy. I don't know if that would land me the job. I might need to rethink my resume, guys. Our friend Sabine is here. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing fine. Thank you, Sabine. I hope you are as well. Optimov says, sorry, I had a phone call. Thomas says, both tomatoes and eggs are very common allergens. Maybe William should benefit seeing an allergy specialist. Could be. You know what most allergy specialists, food-wise, will have you do? And you can Google it. Follow an elimination diet, and then you start adding stuff back in. You find those trigger foods, you eliminate them, and then you start adding the good stuff back in. William says, "Woo, made it home. Phone done overheating. Ended up getting some blueberries. Awesome. And raspberries. Think last buy before I start fasting. Hey, make sure that you hydrate when you fast as well. Blueberries are definitely a superfood. I should have mentioned that when I mentioned the essentials, way, way, way above. Berries. Nuts, berries, leafy greens, half a cup of legumes, and you're gold. For me, whole grain, but we can debate whole grains. If they're not for you, that's okay. But if you get those four, man, you've basically, you're following the blue zone right there. Roy says, damn, I drank eight cups in 1 to 2 hours. I drink 8 cups in 1 to 2 hours. How much of that do you think is job related, William? I used to do the same thing. I would drink coffee through the day. Health-wise, sleep-wise, man, I'm much better off with 1 cup. I attempted to eliminate coffee. I was switching to green tea. I was only going to use coffee on race days when I was doing ultras. However, studies have shown that a certain amount of coffee is very good for brain health. And as Alzheimer's, my mom, my aunt, my grandmother had Alzheimer's. It seems to be on the female side, but why take chances? So 1 cup. Medicinal purposes. Sabine says, good evening from Switzerland. A good day to you all from across the big pond, over the big pond. Good evening to you. Two Cap says, laughing out loud, I had a cup like that. Drank a pot a day. Now that I have espresso machines, I have actually cut way back. That's how you get that name, Two Cap. Optima says, I drink in the morning only a half gallon of coffee. Said the citizens of Switzerland are not in danger of my mood. um, Only a half gallon. That's that's not too bad. William says, hit the like button for Brother Yogi. It's free. Thank you, William. Fro got 18 likes. That's not too bad for a day's worth of work, a day's worth of talking. William says, I think that would be awesome. I would appreciate all information. Mine is usually a water and salt fast. Do you have a set number of days that you're going to go for? Let's see. Let me catch up. Sorry, guys, I'm a little behind. When working manual labor, I would be charged by coffee. Same for me with ultra running. So that's the first thing I do as soon as I get up. Go into a live chat. I make my cup of coffee as I'm finish up my yoga. My coffee is being prepared. When I'm done my yoga, I pour my one and only cup. I sit down at my desk and I write. I post my writing on my community page every morning, as well as my blog. It's a ritual of writing for me. Part of my whole grateful process that I go through. Extremely grateful for that one cup. William says, I am down from 160 to 140 since February. Definitely wanting to get closer to 130 toned. What are you doing workout-wise, William? Teacup says, I learned doshas from Deepak, Magical Mind, Magical Body. Man, I've learned everything, so much from Deepak. He was my meditation teacher, and well, I learned meditation from a student of Deepak. I learned how to teach meditation from Deepak, the Chopra Institute. I became a certified meditation instructor through the Chopra Foundation, Primordial Sound Meditation. My book that I always have somewhere by me, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, which is less of a self-help book and more of a selfless, where we get to that selfless state, is actually signed by Deepak. It's a book of Vedic wisdom. It's a book of yogic wisdom. If you want that true success as defined by the values of yoga, this is the book, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. TCAP says, I believe I am Vita. I gain and lose weight easily. I do as well. Rose says, at 5'8", I'm still significantly overweight, even if not measured to another standard. It's more than I enjoy having to carry. Do you think so? So I'm an inch taller than you. Jacob says, thank you for having me on your live stream. Once again, Brother Mr. Yogi, big salute to you all. Blessings till the next live stream. Stay safe, everyone. You too, Jacob. We're actually going to call it a day as well in just a minute. Jacob says also a strong liver, which is important. Strong liver, strong kidneys. Wife says, I hope you will not have to, but you probably will. If, of course, does not change much. Everyone is coming out of retirement. Yeah, I hope I don't. I only need a little. I only need to earn a little, which is why I thought I would have this opportunity. Unfortunately, I did have money saved up, but it turned out the person that I was supposed to be splitting expenses with was in a bad position, and he couldn't afford to pay his share of the taxes. So through last year and including this year, this month, I am paying his share, as well as helping to keep him from going into debt. So it put me on a timeline, which is why I was really working hard to get those watch hours in. But even with all that said, if I made, I don't know how feasible it is, if I made $1,200 a month on YouTube, I would be as rich as someone who made 100,000 a year, 200,000 a year. That's how little my needs actually are. And I thought the one thing I've always wanted, my big ambition in life, was to earn a living through my own creativity by way of helping other people. So I thought, you know what, this is my moonshot. This is my, the tradition, especially the Buddhist tradition, but as well across India as well, the Yogi tradition, the Yogi or the Buddhist monk going out with his alms bowl. This is my alms bowl. This is my, you watch an ad, I make 11 cents. So it all adds up. I'm happy. I'm happy with the attempt. As I said, I'm working to surrender everything. Everything. I know it sounds weird, but that's my goal, is to just be a giving fountain as much as I'm truly capable of, which means you just keep surrendering. Thank you for that, Roy. I appreciate that. Speed says, yep, I'm doing better today. The meds for my eye infections does finally help. I'm glad to hear that, Sabine. William says, none. Well, you might want to consider doing some burpees. It's an all-inclusive exercise. So much is covered. It doesn't have to be done extreme. Work your way up to 100 every couple of days, or 4 or 5 days a week. Keeps you fit, keep you toned. Speed says, it was so essential good that I changed the ophthalmologist. At least he knows what he's doing. Good. Teacup says, my buddy works for Pete's now. He just takes caffeine tabs. A lot of ultra runners do that in the evening. William says, oh, Ezekiel bread. Man, I love Ezekiel bread. William says, I do Ezekiel bread, 4 9 sprouted, living for grain, usually 3 to 4 servings of fruit, possibly strawberries, and a couple of mixed raw nuts. Almonds, walnuts, pecans, or dry roasted pistachios. That's good. Good thing, Ezekiel bread has lentils as well as the other grains. You might want to consider throwing in some lentils. Working your way up to half a cup to a full cup. Where it says I only drink a cup at work, but on my days off, I drink a lot. Where it says it doesn't help when my kid works at Starbucks and gets a pound every week for free for me. Feeding the addiction. Walk with Cody says, missed a little bit. I did. I'm not surprised that I missed something. I apologize if I missed some comments by people. William says at least a week straight, would like 10 days and we'll even repeat it. Okay, smart move. Keep us posted, William. We will cheer you on, we'll welcome some encouragement, we'll give you some tips if we have any. Cody says, watch the beautiful premiere. Nice. Who gave a premiere? Oh, here we go. Our old dog Rumi. She left cats as a meal. Man, I love the name. My favorite poet. One of the top 3 favorite poets. Speed says 2-cap. Oh, yes, especially if you have it for a while and nobody's able to give you the right meds to cure it. I'm sorry to hear that, Sabine. So, I'm caught up with that. Oh, Goldie says I missed, not you, Eric McCarty. I'm so used to missing that I naturally assumed it was me. Let's see. Goldie says when you have time. Okay. I see. I see that link. I see Rumi sneaking up on that cat. I had a cat try to stare me down in the woods the other day. Just a cat out in the middle of the woods staring at me like, what's your problem? I think Rumi showed him who the boss was. Optima says, by the way, the bottle of beer is now more expensive. It's 50 cents the bottle more. That sounds like not much, but over the day, $10. Yeah, it adds up. It definitely adds up. I had my last beer in, I believe, 1999. Might have been 1998. You know, a lot of people, when they quit drinking, they know the exact day, month, day of the week, hour. For me, it just seemed like, even though I was a hardcore drinker for a decade, it was just taking a step as a non-drinker, and I was done. So I recall the experience. I can tell you everything that happened. I know it was in June. Other than that, I don't know the details. I don't count the days. And I know almost every retired drinker will tell you how many days he's been sober. Here's what I know. It's always only day one. It's all you need to keep in mind. It's always only day one. No matter if you relapse, no matter anything, always only day one. So that's the message I'll leave the live stream on. And that's the same with anything else that you're trying to do. You're trying to quit coffee. You're trying to start a meditation practice. Whatever it is, it's always day one. Always only day one. If you mess up, guess what? It's only always day one. No pressure. No problem. Take it easy on yourself. Everything works through kindness. Everything works by being gentle. You are never going to punish yourself towards sobriety and have a happy life. However, you can love yourself to sobriety and have a joyful life. And when I say sobriety, I don't mean, it's funny saying sobriety and joyful, but the two aren't mutually exclusive. And by sobriety, I don't necessarily mean just giving up drinking or giving up drugs or whatever, even giving up food. Sobriety for me simply means living a life of wisdom, which is why I can equate sobriety with joy at the same time. Because when you start giving things up that you no longer need, that's the AA maxim. You can never get enough of what you don't want, which is why people end up drinking themselves to death. You can never get enough of that which you don't want. So, with that, guys, I'm going to call it a day for now. I'll be back. I'll be back in about 2 hours. You guys have a good one. And I'll see you later. Take care.